What's going on, YouTube? It's Justin Shiro back for another run at this Phil Ivy experiment. Fill hyphen IV. Get it? So right now I'm playing in. I'm still playing. Trying to get off. Trying to get on camera. Playing in the $60 knockout tournament. Seems to be going, well, I'm on my second buy-in as an aggro player normally would be. What's that line Worm said? There's been some reversals.
What?
Some reversals. And, you know, I got aggro player, got it in the right spot. He shipped it with pocket kings, ended up against pocket queens and ace king, and wouldn't you know it, in the window, that ace. So, since I don't want to miss too much time waiting for blue stacks to load up, I'm just going to play a little bit in the background.
Carl? Nobody needed towels.
So, I'm taking the Phil Ivy thing pretty far. I made up a fake Facebook account.
You told him to shut the fuck up? I'm not, it don't matter.
No, I did. He said, "Your secret is safe with me."
I found you out from the thing.
Yeah, it's because he saw who was giving him chips, so. No biggie. I don't think anybody else has really been able to put 2 and 2 together yet. I have a feeling Star Viv might have a little bit of an inkling.
Yeah.
Not Princess, definitely doesn't. Definitely have him off balance, playing weird. But now Star Viv has started raising before I raise. That's weird. But with position, you know what we're going to do? We're going to 3-bet with King Deuce suited. Yep. I've got position. It's a good spot to try to steal. I've got relatively tight players behind me. Princess might flat. I'm not sure yet. Ooh. Got away with the King Deuce. Oh man, I wish I was recording this. You just have to believe me. 3-bet with King Deuce and they fold.
I'm sorry.
Thanks, Hart. That's sweet of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Phil Ivy, the aggro. So now we've got 7-6 in middle position.
Bad news.
Sorry you guys can't follow along right now.
Uncle Bartlett passed away.
Not Princess says, punish the limp bets. I think he meant to say limpers, but that's okay. So we raised to 600. Middle position with 7-6 off. Zuma Killer does worry me a little bit, but because he sizes his 3-bets so small, I feel like I could defend most 3-bets, and when I do smash it, they don't really see. I think for the most part, I've got the table off balance. Like I said, I'm on my second buy-in. I shouldn't be on my second buy-in because those kings should have held, but no problem. Aggro players don't get on tilt because they know there's always a next hand. So I got 760 that I got a call from A+, a relatively tight player. Even if he calls his C-bet at 960 into a $1,400 pot, which he did. I do have backdoor equity. For example, I hit the 7. I feel like a lot of times he is on a draw. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to check back and see what he does on the river. 9 on the river. 9 of spades on the river. 3 spades. I do have a lot of 8s here, but we lose out for 16 into a 5K pot. I bluffed him off a big pot earlier. I probably can't bluff him off this one. I'm going to fold. A real aggro player would have tried to take that pot right there, but I kind of also want to do well in this tournament too. It's weird. It's It's weird. Even though I'm testing the limits of my aggroness, I still want to play well. So we've got 9-3 suited. Under the gun +1. We are going to open to 6. One lost pot is not going to deter Mr. Phil Ivey. By the way, we're almost ready to go on screen.
I'm sorry for me to put an ad out. Well, that's why Daphne's here.
Alright, so Shano calls from the button. Shano's a little erratic, but he is a pretty solid player at times. Would you or would you not agree?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was here.
Alright, whatever. Oh, yeah. Ashley's in this tournament, too. So we do get the one call from Shano. I will c-bet my 9-3 because I did hit a 3. Game's a lot easier being an aggro when you hit flops. I am out of position. He does raise. Alright, so he raised, I bet 1,093, he raised to 3,279. I have a feeling if I hit my card, I might be good. That's a bad card for me. I have a feeling Shane's going to fire pretty heavy here on the turn. Oh, he checks. That's weird.
So, Cracker Barrel, huh?
I feel like a lot of my raising range just got their runner. So I will bet. Wonder if he flopped a set and is slow playing it. Wow. Yep. 9-3 suited wins a big pot. Let's go. The good guys are now up to 3,800. We are about to go live on screen. I think. Maybe? No? No, not yet. Blue Stack says, not yet, Mr. Phil Ivey. So, part of it's like, yeah, you're just firing to put pressure on the opponents, and while that is true, the other part of it is you have to know your opponent's approximate hand ranges there. Shano raising on the flop kind of led me to believe that he just wanted to get the hand over with at that point because he was ahead. Probably with a good 8, something like ace-8. That's certainly flattable from button. And what are you watching? I mean, I guess I could take you off of video capture, display capture, turn the display capture off real quick so you can just see me, Phil Ivey, /trips at 30. Haven't decided yet whether or not I'm going to keep the name. What do you think, babe? Should I keep the name? It's going to look kind of weird. So, yeah, I invented the name Jake Barboni. Applied to the club today. I was kind of lazy with the Facebook profile. If somebody really dug deep, then I would see it's kind of bullshit. But so anyway, we have an A+ range raise in the hijack. Princess call. I will defend with my 6-2 suited. King high flop. This misses most of my range. I am conscious of that. Definitely in a c-bet range, and since we have Princess calling, no need to continue more with 6-2 suited. Also, I will advise you, if you do not trust your post-flop play, do not play like this. This is crazy. And to be honest, it's actually exhausting. Like, babe, like, the decisions I've had to make playing this way, playing nearly every pot, it definitely wears on me. So I know why now. I know why like aggro players sometimes go nuts. Ooh, good turn. So Princess ended up turning up straight. Babe, I've got your favorite hand, King 6 in the small blind. If it's limped to me, what should I do? I would raise. If it's raised in late position, what should I do? 3-bet. It is limped on the button, or one off the button by not Princess. I'm going to squeeze him. I'm going to raise to 800. Again, I have 36. What is going on with this engine, man?
Just turning over a new leaf. You're lost, baby. How about you? You want a party? Never mind. Time's up.
Now,
I don't teach. I absorb.
definitely a spot where they know I'm raising with random cards, but when I raise with random cards, guess what hits the flop? Random cards. So I get a lot of respect. It's like almost like reverse respect. It's like, oh, that's a raggedy flop. He probably has it. No, this is kind of boring right now because you can't really see anything. Because blue stacks keeps messing up. Oh, blue stacks. What are we going to do on the button with 4-3 suited? We're going to raise to 600. Zuma Killer at some point is going to say I've had enough and 3-bet me. 4 Cage has already 3-bet me a couple times. His 3-bet range is a little bit stronger than the Zuma Killer. Like I said, a lot of times Zuma Killer, if he were to 3-bet in this spot, would price me in, so I would see a flop, especially with position. And he defends. Ace high flop. That's a good flop for a normal person's raising range from the button. I am not normal. But probably the worst thing you could do in this spot is bet into me because I'm going to just fold and you're going to cost yourself money. So let me bet my $1,300 into a $1,900 pot. And then what's probably going to happen is the turn is going to go check, check. Oh, wow, they both called. Okay. Time to shut it down.
Finally started cleaning out Grant's room today. Couldn't even bear to pack away a single thing.
Man, I should have checked.
I am in a distant third place with 4-3 suited. It's an all paint flop. Running queens is interesting. Because I can rep a queen here, however, Zuma Killer leading out for 38.79 kind of kills that because he's got 10-9 behind. So he's not folding to a raise. I'll let the two real poker players fight it out. And we're looking at ace-7 and ace-5. So they both called me light with aces. I think I did the right thing to try to lead out there, but they just happen to have aces. Sometimes they have it. But there's another side of that coin too. Sometimes they have it, but most of the time,
They don't.
right. And that's what we kind of take advantage of. I might have said this on the other video, but I think Antonio Sfondiari said it best. It's hard to flop a pair and hold them. More often than not, you won't.
Less like ass than the A positive, but more like ass than the B negative.
You have to keep your strength. 2/3 of new vampires never survive the first year.
Well, I can't help it if I don't like it. Yo, Eric let me feed a guy with tattoos and nipple piercings.
You may have to come back to this.
So not Eric.
Can I pause the stream?
Single all night.
What if I could just pause the stream?
Haven't had the best day.
The woman in the parking lot or something else.
Feel much like
I'm gonna restart,
Okay. Hey, it's so
and I'll see you guys back.
And they're fucking all in. Did they really fucking get there?
No data, no data, no data. Is it going? Oh shit, it's still going. Alright, let's try this one more time. He might have gone dark for a little bit. Chop Bubble is cursing up a storm. Did you lose? Lost
Yes,
point.
I lost. I didn't fucking call on the end. There's 4 diamonds on the board. I ain't got no diamond. So I open folded my fucking pocket kings. And then threw a fucking mater in her face.
Why are you throwing maters in people's
Because
faces?
I can.
Man, that's such
And
poor
they said
sportsmanship.
LOL.
Oh, it's poor sportsmanship.
Fucking piece of shit.
We don't throw
it's
meters.
poor sportsmanship to fucking call someone all the way down to catch the fucking...
It's not poor
Yes,
sportsmanship.
it is.
It could be bad play, but it's not
a
poor
bad
sports.
play.
It's not
He
poor
does it to me every
sportsmanship.
time.
It's not poor
I don't give a
sportsmanship.
shit about the words, the semantics going on right now.
The semantics. We don't care about the semantics. Wow.
Sure.
Piece of shit.
I got
fucking
nothing.
I just stole those
counterfeited
chips
like a
fair and
motherfucker.
square.
Good night.
must say,
Ugh.
it's almost like you glamored her.
Did you have anything to do
Stole
Couldn't-
them
Couldn't
fair
even get
and square.
max value when the aggro guy finally has a hand. So update. When I left you, I had like 30. I have 25-7 right now. Zuma Killer at it again with his mini raises.
Is it that easy for you to
He has 21, so
Does human life mean so little you can
Don't
Alright,
leave out your drink
so-
right
kill
there.
on command?
I know I see it.
Toss
So
someone
Star
in the
Viv
water?
is the effective stack right now. She has 16-8.
I cannot have people dying every time I confide in
Let me get a couple sixes on this flop. Nope,
I
not
never
even
felt
close.
more human than when I had to kill Renee. It still haunts me. And now you make me feel
And
like
one of the
I
things
killed
about
another
being
person.
aggro, two sides of it.
I feel sick.
While I have not made it a practice to slow down, this is when you want to slow down on a flop like Queen 5 Jack.
Like, why couldn't I ever get there when I called all the way down with 1 because there was a flop of 3?
The poker gods reward aggressive play. I'm convinced.
Go fucking shit.
That's the biggest takeaway I've come to with Cramp. Adding 100 for Cramp.
Wait.
Cramp. Chips added.
Fucking piece of shit.
I cannot have people dying every time I confide in you. I never felt more human than when I had to kill Renee. It still haunts me. And now you've made me feel like I killed another person.
Ugh.
I feel sick.
Blue
I
stacks.
always thought as different
If
as
you're
you
watching
were.
this video,
What a
you're messing up.
I had to kill Renee. It still haunts me. Is it that easy for you to kill? Does human life mean so little you can just kill on command? Toss someone in the water?
It's crazy.
I cannot have people dying every time.
Alright,
I
so-
confide in you.
Let's do this in real time, guys. Let's try to find another emulator that'll work, because apparently BlueStacks does not want to work.
I feel sick.
Alright, so real time. Android, Chrome, extension,
I always thought as
emulator.
different as we are. Somehow we could still be together. And now I don't know. I don't know anything.
Alright, let's try this. So this isn't actually... Alright, so this is my first time trying this. So we're gonna find out if this online emulator, which is made by Google, actually it's not made by Google, just kidding. Answer Chrome. Checking. Add extension. Adding to Chrome.
And I will not lose you for all the ways I have dismayed, aggrieved, or failed you. I swear.
Click on this icon. It seems easy enough. Run Android online emulator. Easy
I
enough.
refuse to apologize for what you have awakened.
Click start button to run Android emulator. Okay.
You're my miracle, Suki.
Run and download millions of apps. Okay.
I felt something. I thought I had lost me forever. I love you. And for that I shall never feel sorry. You don't count.
Bros.
I love you. Well.
0 results found for Poker Bros. That's interesting.
You're what? Where's the kitty? Where's the kitty? Come on, little kitty.
Zero results found. Okay, goodbye, Chrome extension. You ain't shit. You ain't shit.
She said not the neck, Bill. Damn. She said not the neck. That is so gross. Fucking ace chaser. Why are you betting pot?
I'm busting us out. I'll come back. I promise. You know, shows you won't do any good, sweetheart. We hear everything. So if you made me come all the way down here, I want to take out some of the garbage. Hello, Sal Williams. We have a few questions for you with regards to a fire which claimed 3 okay? No fucking way, man. I don't know anything. Perhaps against vampires are on the rise. He lost his sheriff just days ago. And we seem to answers. God, you dead fucker!
Alright, we're gonna try this Knox. Download. Meanwhile, I just had Ace King. The aggro player gets no action, so we're gonna try again with Jack 3 suited. Raise under the gun +1. Currently, there are 20 players left in this tournament. definitely on the low. I'm 13th in chips. I'm also the only idiot with a rebuy. The only idiot with a rebuy, he says. 26.5 is my stack right now. I think the installer is ready. We're gonna give her a go. Installing. I have ace jack, a real hand. I mean, as real as a hand as an aggro player like me can get. So we'll see how this goes. This is definitely not a hand I want to stick the rest of my stack in with, but I do want to continue to apply pressure. It's true what they say, it's harder, the more out of position you are, the harder it is to apply pressure. That's not going to stop me from trying, though. Knocks that player, giving it a shot. Ooh, good flop for me. I flop double gutter. It's an easy C-bet. I get called. I may have to 3-barrel this. I am prepared to 3-barrel this. First barrel she called, second barrel pending. She basically has two options. I mean, I don't think she's just going to flat. She's either thinking about calling or folding. She folds. Queen 3 is good, not princess.
Steve just said in the group text,
Huh.
I need some in-person cash games. And as I was typing, sounds like you're needing the corona, Tim said, you spelled coronavirus wrong. What the fuck is that?
Knox what? Oh, alright. Fuck.
Little rickety, rickety, I love you.
Alright, so that's been moved to the trash. Alright, so we are 0 for 2 on emulators. BlueStacks was my go-to, but BlueStacks for some reason is not opening correctly. You guys are missing a pretty sick run. Real quick for the screen. That's how much I got left. Just a shade under 29.6. I come back to a raise. I will flat, star viv, and we'll see what happens from here. Ace high flop, not looking good for 10-9. I don't know how creative I want to get in this spot. I don't want to get creative in this spot. Maybe if I close OBS, it'll run okay. Maybe it's the encoder. Ah, yep.
If you got a fucking piece of shit hand right now, Krusty, I'ma fuck you up.
Krusty probably has a piece of shit hand. I'm not even gonna
Probably
front.
does. I got ace king. Flop is ace 10-2, turn 4 on the turn.
Okay.
Motherfuckers. Oh, he finally folded to my turn.
Where on earth did you come across
Got a little bit of equity. Yeah.
My cousin is doing vampire blood.
Ordered the hamburger with age. I'm an American, and I gotta say it makes my food.
All right, Poker Bros is finally opening after a half an hour of trying to get this shit working.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but now comes the issue. Is the YouTube stream live? I don't believe it is. I literally could be talking to no one right now. Oh, it's still good. Still good. Still running. 41 minutes in. BlueStacks, where you at?
Let's start with Andy Burton. I don't remember what I did. Was the guy I loved.
I don't remember.
Intentions.
Now remember what?
You are a brave soldier, Jason Stackhouse.
How many chips you have? Ooh, oh.
Huh?
How many chips do you have?
51 6.
How about I give you a ride on the table?
Oh, Poker Bros. 51-6.
Yeah. What?
Excuse me, I have 28-3.
28?
28-3. Loading, 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 loading. Alright, finally. Let's get this show on the road. Like 42 minutes later. Oh, you know what would actually help if I turned the display capture on? Let's do that. And then we'll go back. Oh, look at that. We woke up to 9-6. Yay! Mr. Ivy in the building. Swagger on 100,000 trillion.
Did you just say swagger?
It's a song. Actually, the song is from 2008, so it's appropriate. So, if you guys have missed like the first 40 minutes of this video, basically my strategy is to raise a little bit more, and actually probably raise. Alright, so I raised middle position, 9-6 suited. I flopped middle pair here, backdoor flush draw. I think this is worth a fire. We see a fold, we see a call, we see a spade on the turn, great card. Build the pot or free card? Let's take a free card. That is not the Yahtzee I wanted to see. But we are chopping a lot of nines. Very thin bet right there by Princess. Now we just use the math. He gave us plenty of odds to call. We are going to pay him off here. I'm just stalling. And he happened to not have the ace. He happened to be at the very bottom of his range. Phil Ivey with the hero call. And do you think he's going to take a handoff? No, he raises under the gun with 8-6 off. Oh, highlight reel. I got to create a highlight reel of that. Highlight reel. Are they going to let me create my highlight? Sumo Killer takes a stabby stab. This is worth a call-y call. Tremendous card for my range. And I'm able to steal it. Alright, so we're up to 40K. So weird.
Is there blood in my hair? I don't know. I can't see this.
So a couple really nice hands in a row. Uh-oh. You know who the hardest player is to stop at the table? An aggro player who's running well. Flop top pair. Let's see how much Viv likes her hand. She leads out for 4. I raised to 1.4. I figure she does have a lot of kings here. She could have king 7, which would be pretty disastrous for our day. I will do the honor of showing her the king. And wouldn't you know, Phil Ivey, running hot. This YouTube channel is not sponsored by True Blood. Did you know we do not own the rights to this music? But apparently Suki owns the heart of Shot Bubble.
Bill! She actually owns the heart of Bill.
Oh, Bill. How's your stack looking? Let's see where we're at. The only ironic thing about this super aggro player that shows like no remorse for human life whatsoever has 0 knockouts. What am I doing?
I don't either.
Yeah.
I forgot what his playing about.
It doesn't even matter like how I play. I just don't get knockouts.
I don't either.
We're gonna limp on the button with 9-8.
Man, I lost my cancer. We're actually called 12K, but 4 diamonds on the board. I don't have diamond on the hand. I can't do that.
Yeah.
Could have been a missed hand, though.
Gotta figure 4 cage as a good enough ace at least to lead out with. Could have a 6 here. We want no problems. We fold. That princess shows an ace. Wow. A lot of respect there for 4 cage.
That was pretty great too, but I wouldn't want to go through that again. I hated feeling like I lost you.
Alright, I have 8-3 off. I guess I'm gonna fold. Just kidding. I'm gonna raise to 1.3. At this point, the cards really don't matter. Basically just playing position. I think they know that. Especially with the Annies in play, it's very important to pick up these random ass pots. I will... Oh shit. I did not mean to... That's a misclick. Wow. Now there's a chance he might come over the top and raise, which he does. I think my hand is a little bit too strong to fold with bottom pairs, so I'm going to call. If he really does have a jack, this is going to be a pretty big bet. Yep. Well, no matter whether it's Trip Set 30 or Phil IV, the misclicks continue. The misclicks continue. Alright, we're not going to raise with A3 off this time. We're going to fold it.
How is that different?
Alright, so what do you suggest I do? Just spoil the girl? Give into her every whim and desire? After all, that is what every teenage girl wants, isn't it?
You have to be sarcastic with me, Bill Compton. And you should at least think about what I'm saying if for no other reason than what you're doing right now isn't working out so hot.
Oh my gosh! Jeez. Oh my god. Down to 40.
Down to 40.
Pissing it away. Why are you in the pot there, motherfucker?
Yes, yes.
I can't stand people.
Well, then. Prepare to be made up to.
What can't you stand?
Huh?
Using my reveal.
This is a disaster. We'll have to go much shorter than I planned.
Well, I said I was sorry, Pam. You took Sylvan to me. You were there, you saw it, defend me. I don't Giants miss you, Lafayette. Wonder if you're ever coming back. Am I?
Whoa.
Look, I'm here because of the view, right? How about I give you the name to everybody episode 2?
And all this time I thought prostitutes were good at keeping secrets.
Oh, don't get it twisted, honey. Con, I'm a survivor first, a capitalist second, and a whole bunch of other shit after that. But a hooker dead last. So if I got even a Jew and an Al Qaeda pep rally shot at getting my black ass up out this motherfucker, I'm taking it. Now, what you want to know?
Babe, this is a kid's show.
Where you had your little arrangement with?
I put on the YouTube thing, this is for kids.
What happened to I don't know. I swear to God, I don't. Last time I saw him, he was doing real good.
That's all I mean with small ball.
But I think he may have been taken by somebody.
That is a great flop for my range.
I don't know. I mean,
Now, it's just a matter of how aggressive should I play this.
Well, that's not very forthcoming of you. Joe, you're up. No. Last time I saw him, he was doing real good. But I think he may have been taken by somebody. By who? I don't know. I mean, I ain't sure.
Check raise does kind of represent a jack. It gets through. Phil Ivey at it again. Dragging the pot with 10 high.
Oh, good job. Kings or aces here. Nick. You got it, got him. I'm about to knock Nick out as long as the board. Yep. Bye, Nick. You got a bounty.
Wow, she said, bye, Nick.
I pocket 7, swap a set. He flopped 2 pair with ace king. Pleasure doing business with you.
Capitalist second and a whole bunch of other shit after that. But a hooker dead last. So if I got even a Jew and an Al Qaeda pep rally shot at getting my black ass up
Wait, why'd you tell him that?
out this motherfucker, I'm taking it. Now, what you want to know? The vampire you had your little arrangement with.
Are we at one table now?
No, we're not even close. I think we're at 2.
I swear to God, I
I'm
don't.
playing that any other way.
Last time I saw him, he was doing real good. But I think he may have been taken by somebody. By who? I don't know. I mean, I ain't sure. Well, that's not very forthcoming of you. Joe, you're up. No, chill out. Shit.
And again, that's the discipline you have to play with when you play super aggro. You gotta know that you're gonna get played back at.
Jason Stackhouse.
Suki's bror. Kunde vara kul.
Kul, men dumt. I mean, I ain't sure. Well, that's not very forthcoming of you. Joe, you're up. No, chill out. Shit. I think it was Jason Stackhouse. Jason Stackhouse.
Suki's bror. Kunde vara kul.
Joker T sees a flop.
Kul.
That's a flop that's very much in her range, but let's see how much in her range is. See her limping with a lot of ace 10s.
Information's of no use to me. Not now, anyway.
I bet with position.
I understand dealers of vampire blood sometimes trade product with one another across
She
state lines.
folds. Phil Ivey drags a pot with 8 high.
Yes. One. Suki was evicted for just now.
Det är sant.
Sadly, this information is of no use to me. Not now, anyway. I understand dealers of vampire blood sometimes trade product with one another across state lines. Any buyers in the Dallas area? Yes. One. You never gave me his name, though.
Who is JP0627?
Pissing me off, though.
A friend of mine in the Dallas area knows trade product with one another across across state lines.
No.
Fires in the Dallas area?
Yes.
I got a request to
Never gave me his name though.
partner with somebody on Bitcoin. I am not going to partner with anybody on Bitcoin.
What are you saying?
Huh?
Why are you?
Understand dealers of
Who are these
vampire blood
randos?
sometimes trade
Yeah,
product
somebody
with
requested me that was a
across
friend with
state
like other people from World Tavern Poker, so I assumed, hey,
lines. Fires in the Dallas
I
area.
just want to play some poker. Nope, he wants to sell me Bitcoin.
He never gave me his name
And that's
though.
on where?
I have an email
Huh?
address.
Where's that at?
Oh, he just hit me on Messenger.
gmail.com.
So, for those that are out there, I'm saving myself in terms of endorsements. Obviously, we run with Felt You Crew first. Then it would probably be Jordan Brand. Then it would probably be 5 Hour Energy. Then it would probably be
I have an email address.
You're talking about
Purdue Pharma, I
endorsements
guess.
that we want?
Yeah.
I don't know, for sure. For sure.
Oh, Express. You can't forget about Express. We're overdue a trip to Express.
I'll take one from Nike in general.
Jordan Brand. I show love to the little guy. I mean, Nike's getting the check anyway, so.
Exactly.
Also, whatever this store is, really like their hats. This is made in Bangladesh.
How about Google?
Still. Oh, I mean, Google's.
Google.
Well, technically, I do work for an organization that is a Google partner. Shout out to Google.
Sadly, this information is of no use to me. Not now, anyway. I understand dealers of vampire blood sometimes trade product with one another across state lines. Any fires in the Dallas area?
Yes. One. He never gave me his name though. I have an email address. pussylover9@gmail.com.
What? This is a
That's the
kid's
first time
This is a
I've
kid's
heard it.
broadcast.
Has gone missing.
Sorry.
This is a kid's broadcast.
What's
Circumstances of his disappearance are
All right,
unknown.
back to
His blood
back to
valuable.
whatever we're doing here.
Twice my age and 10
Address.
I am somehow 18th in chips. No, I'm 7th in chips. That's cool.
friend of mine in
7th
Dallas
in
area.
chips with
His
18
contract
players
has
left.
gone missing.
The one thing I do like about the structure, this tournament plays long. The bounties are worth 18. Yeah, $18 per. So hey, you got a bounty. And I guess we're going on break. So when we come back, we'll find out if Phil Ivey has what it takes to make a final tape.
His name is Godric, has gone missing. Now, while the circumstances of his disappearance are unclear, it stands to reason his blood would be very valuable, as he's over twice my age and 10 times the vampire I would ever be.
Oh, Eric, you don't do humble
I
little.
was not being humble to tell you the true. Your associate, this pussy lover, has he or she mentioned any new product coming on the market?
No. And I would tell you, you know that.
Chad, take our guess and looking back up with you.
Fuck that, I ain't going back down there. I gave you everything. Nothing, I'm not going back.
Jump now.
No, no. I gave you everything. I gave you everything. I ain't going back down there.
Luke's McDonald. No relation to the restaurant. Okay. Any relation to the farm? What farm?
Never mind. Jason Sackhouse, nice to meet you.
You play ball.
Yeah.
What position?
QB1, actually.
Tight end. Second team all there.
I don't doubt it, man. Look at you. You made one hell of a target. I locked on you.
You would have. Blew my knee out freshman year of college. Texas A&M.
Oh, you had the scholarship and everything?
Yep. Everything happens for a reason. If it weren't for my knee, I'd have never found my true calling. It might have taken me 3 solid years of Bible study and abstinence and applying and reapplying to do it, but it's all working. It all led me to this moment right here, getting on this here bus. Wow. Yeah. How about you? When you set your heart on going to leadership conference? 2 days ago. 2 days ago. Yeah. Well, I didn't know about it till here. See, I was having breakfast with Steve and Sarah, and they asked me if I wanted to come. Oh, you had breakfast with Steve and Sarah? Yeah. What? I tell you what, we look like years, maybe some of it'll rub off on me. You want to bump together? Shit, yeah. Don't say shit. Shit. No, it's okay. Right. It's okay. Forgive yourself. Let's sing. Yeah, right now, let's sing this verse. They live forever, but we were here first. Oh, hey. One day's gonna wake up.
All right.
You smell nasty and
So,
nice
what's
all at the same time.
Okay.
what are some of your goals right now as we head into
Last night I realized I don't know that
250, 500? We both have about 80 blinds.
Who you talking about?
You and me.
We don't have the same chips, like, do we?
Oh, no, we don't. No, we do not. Actually, Chop Bubble is second in chips. Well, look at that. Not that I pay attention to such things.
Now let's see if I can keep them and get some more.
We are officially down to 2 tables.
When it comes to men, I've got a long history
players
with
do we
the
get?
cars. So far,
We got
I've burned
23
the
total
horse
entries,
seat.
so the prize pool looks to be 864 with the bounty at 432. That would make the payouts at this stage. 345.60 for first, 259.20 for second, 172.80 for third. Fourth would be 86.40. Basically, you get your money back plus some and a nice story to tell that you got to play with the great Phil Ivey.
When it comes to men, I've got a long history of putting the cart so far out in front that the horse can't see it. So now I'm just trying to get it right. Yeah.
No, I know you do.
Of course I like you.
Oh, baby,
Take a shower, you'll sweat if I could.
Well, then, I mean, we've known each other for what now? A couple weeks? I mean, people usually take years of loving their baby, so I'm just trying to figure out what's the rush.
The rush is I was just curious. Now I see how bad you want to avoid it. I ain't just curious anymore. I'm worried.
Okay? I don't have a job.
I already figured that out. It's the good stuff.
Okay.
Alright,
Maybe
back to the grind, middle position, Jack 3 off. No idea what I'm going to do here yet. Oh, unopened pot. Don't mind if I do. I raise to 1.25.
I don't care about money.
It's a town prison.
What for?
A lot of these 3 bets are going to give me odds to call, ace chaser,
There's no deal.
and look at that.
Gotta pick one.
We take down a pot with Jack 3 off, just by raising.
Colorful.
Just close your eyes and do it. Do not try this at home.
And I also served some time for armed robbery and assault.
10-8, offsuit.
But I got out early on the assault charge for good behavior, so
What do you think we do here, guys?
That's a plus.
yeah, you want to know.
You know what? Let's switch it up a little bit. Let's limp. We're definitely not folding this hand. I would think a lot of races in front of me would be signs of strength. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 players capable of trapping me in a spot if I do limp. And Toker T decides that she wants to raise it to 3,600. That's 6x. That's about right. but not about right for me to get those odds. So yes, I'm going to do the passive thing and fold, and so will everybody else because she's got to be pretty strong there. I think I'm going to play a little bit more conservative until I get to the button. So I'll take the next 2 hands off unless I get something major under the gun. And with that break, it's a good time to tell you about FeltUCrewPoker.com. It is not just the latest, the greatest poker clothing and merch company on the market. My CFO and I are actually talking about making a trip out to the World Series of Poker, which seems more and more like it's actually going to happen. So I don't know why, but at like 5 o'clock this morning, I was looking up flight information. So here's a telltale sign. If we were to go on May 10th, it would be $37 for a round trip ticket. It's pretty sick. You know what would happen if we go on May 13th? Price goes up to like $180 per, which leads me to believe that the hotels will open and the casinos will open around, I'm gonna guess May 15th. I'm gonna guess May 15th is the date that they're gonna open in Vegas. I don't know about the rest of the country because they're all that's all gonna be determined by whoever governs that state. If I were to take a guess on when Maryland Live opened up, which is obviously where I'm from, I'm thinking closer to the end of May. What do you think? Babe, what do you think? End of May? So Live? You think Live will open up by the end of May?
Probably.
I think at the end of the day, there's just like there's too much money out there. Not really a reflection of political beliefs one way or the other, but I just think that at a certain point, elected officials will decide that we're losing so much money as a country on this quarantine. With that in mind, be safe. Stay home, play poker. And what better way to stay home and play poker than in Felt You Crew poker gear. So Shano raises in middle position. I have a lot of cards here. Because Princess defends, I'm going to defend with 7-5 off. Getting just about the right price there. I airball the flop. I'm going to take a guess and say that he'll c-bet about half pot. Maybe a little bit over. Maybe like 36, 4,000, something like that. And he goes full pot. And not Princess with a quick call. That means it's time for Phil Ivey to get out this pot. Queen of Spades on the turn. This is probably going to go check, I think. Or it might go check, shove, call. Half pot bet by Princess. Fold, shows the queen. With the Jack of Spades, so that was a pretty good turn. To which I will say, decent turn. Alright. Now, I have Tripset's favorite hand, which is 8-5.
Possible to get the smothered pork chops for lunch, even though it's secure your dinner entrees. Now, how are your impossible to get the smothered pork chops for lunch, even though it's here in the dinner entrees. Now, how are your...
Alright. One of the better hands I've had on the button today, ace 10 off. We're probably going to end up folding it. Just kidding. Oh, let's see. Well, folds around to Phil IV. He is going to make it 1.5k. Makes sense. No resistance. Drag a pot. I will show the ace this time, just to show that I meant business. And now we have 9-5 suited. I think we'll get cute here too. It's an interesting question for you, babe. What is the minimum that you would 3-bet? Like, minimum hand that you would 3-bet?
So I would 3-bet?
Yeah.
What position?
Late position raiser.
Hey, what are you doing there?
Probably jack suited.
Really?
I think so.
No
Maybe
pairs?
king queen suited. But I feel like that's a better hand than
See you, so
ace jack.
Sarah will be pissed.
I honestly think, wait, I'd probably go as far down as ace.
Maybe ace 10 suited.
I'd probably go as far down as ace deuce suited because you do have the ace blocker. I would probably be more likely to 3-bet with ace deuce suited than I would with king queen. Because you're blocking more premium hands. I guess it's okay to 3-bet every now and then with any hand, really. Did not mean to play that, by the way. Okay. I don't believe you, Shane. That was probably a stop raising every hand 3-bet.
Booyah!
I heard a booyah.
Terry, come on, what is this?
Doing the same thing with one hand, no one once, although
Yup.
that free flop continued, turned, and then the river came the high card, so I made it look like a value bet.
This is a very good and inspirational quote from poker great Sam Farha. I just happened to open up my Instagram. You can bluff the good players, but not the bad players. Against the bad players, you have to have a hand. Agree? Disagree?
Okay.
And
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
you can bluff the good players, but not the bad players. Against the bad players, you have to have a hand.
For sure.
Yes.
Gotta make sure you know who the good and the bad players are.
That is the key.
10 Jack 2 trying to get their money back.
That looks like an overflopped.
Hmm?
That looks like an overflopped. No.
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read your poker face just now. It was just a...
I'm gonna give him all his money back.
No, you don't have to go broke in this
I know
spot.
I don't. I'm gonna check the turn. I should take the flop.
Yeah, no pot control. You don't have to c-bet all the time.
True. But they literally have to have a full one of them. And now he's betting. This is a fucking huge spot. Do I let it go and let them fight it out?
You have 2 callers.
I didn't bet. They bet.
You're probably
One
behind.
of them's gotta have
You're
it.
probably behind. Cut your losses.
I'll lose 5K on the hand instead of
I really shouldn't be telling you all that. I don't want to be like,
No,
I don't want it to be collusion, but at the same time, it's like, hate for you to just throw your money over there.
Wow.
But
He fucking look at that shit. He's trying to fucking bluff. His whole
wow,
stack on a fucking bluff.
who is that? 10J?
Yup.
He's not really the bluffing type.
I think it's because I started action and
Yeah.
because I just stole a pot from him literally the hand before.
All right,
But
well.
I didn't steal shit from him. I was the fucking aggressor the entire time.
So aggro player has pocket tens in middle position. It's kind of a weird spot. I think I am gonna go for the full 3x.
I deserve that for playing until from last hand. That's what I said. I deserve that for playing until from last hand.
And this is where you have to be very conscious of your your image here. Don't want to make a stupid mistake.
Should I say got me to full JJ?
Got me to full JJ. Jack high flop. I still think a C bet is worth it in this spot. The least likely hand to float. Wow, okay, I got a really quick call from JP. I have a feeling if I check to JP, he's going to shove it.
So he got me to fucking fold jacks,
I do check to JP.
but
JP
gave all of his
thinks.
fucking chips to Krusty Socks, that fucker.
Very small bet on the turn. Let's see what happens on the river. 7 on the river. I basically priced myself in to call his shove. So I check, he's going to shove 6.5 in. I'm probably going to call. Doesn't, he has Jack 8. Oh, nice hand. Wow, defend really light there. Can I just say that's the one thing you don't do that against.
Just paid this fucking 10 jack suited off with a 4-card straight on the board.
I put you on 10s. Good, I guess. Alright. How can you possibly put me on a hand the way I've been playing?
Huh?
How could somebody possibly put me on a hand the way I've been playing? I've literally been raising every single hand. There are 2 points of emphasis here. Number one, you should never narrow a person down to like a single hand. Try to narrow it down to a range. Number two, if you are going to defend against an aggro player, why in the hell would you defend with Jack 8?
Who was it?
JP0627.
Oh shit, did I get moved earlier? I think it moved me earlier.
Oh, that
That's
stings a
what
little bit.
happened.
That stings a
Moved
little
me
bit.
and what's his name?
Ugh. The trials and tribulations of being super aggro. Nobody ever believes you. Actually, everybody believes you until you actually have it, and then they get there.
The fucking hit. Oh, someone just got knocked out. Oh, was it Tim? Nope, JJ gave all of his fucking chips away.
Alright, so onto the gun.
Rob's in first now.
Limper has range advantage. Rob is in first?
Yep, JJ just gave him all his fucking chips.
Oh, Rob.
25, gave him 75,000 chips.
Now, what is he? I would have done what you did, though. Called hard to give up based on the board. That is a good point. That's kind of why I slowed up. I will check.
Maybe he didn't give them all to him, but he got chips in somewhere and he's down to 30.
If you really have a king star Viv, that would be really awful. It's cheap enough. King 5. Nice hand. Oh! Phil IV down to 21,000 chips after 2 heartbreaking losses.
Oh, JJ just got knocked out by King Jacko.
Stepmother to a vampire. Okay, you did not just call me that. What about you? How do you think?
So where are we right now?
Confused.
Like 24-ish
You know, I've been
blinds.
living over in Marianne for the last couple of weeks. I do. Well, in a lot of ways, I don't ever want to leave. I mean, everything is taken care of for me there. My bed gets made, my laundry gets done. There's breakfast on the patio served to you by a chef. You know? Seriously, right?
I lead into Zuma Killer calls.
I'm not used to taking and not giving, but
I wonder what Zuma Killer has. So random.
what do you think? Does all this sound too good to be true to you?
What the hell is going on?
I have to tell you, I may have a conflict of interest in all this. Conflict of interest? Yeah, see, the main reason I
Does he have an
to
overcarrier?
see you today was Terrathon. Would you like to move in with me?
He has aces that would suck, but I still have to get value
Are you
somehow.
serious? Of course I'm serious.
Wow,
It'll be
he
so
had
much
it.
fun. And
Oh, he has King Jack. Wow.
more often than you think.
Oh, he floated me.
Hair at her.
He floated me on the flop.
I was always jealous of your long blonde hair. More than once I thought about cutting it while you slept. You did not? Oh, yes, I did. So what do you think? Because I've been trying to get my act together to move into Grant's room for the past couple of weeks, and your moving in might be the kick in the butt I need to do it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jackie! I'm right on my feet. How am I supposed to do all that?
I'm sorry. If you want to make it to Bill tonight, you better get out of here.
That
Yeah,
sucks.
you're probably right. Hi, Sam. Hi, Sam. Oh, is this the infamous Suki?
Oh, man, that
Suki
sucks.
Marianne Suki. It's nice to meet you. Oh, likewise. Oh, you're very special, you know. I mean, you've been through everything that I've been in my life.
That's
To mention
highly
the last few
unfortunate.
weeks, and to mention all of it, walking, let alone smiling, it's simply astonishing.
What a float. What a float, man. He called me with King Jack, honey.
What do you have?
Alright, 10-8-3 flop.
I'm usually good at placing
I lead into him. And I lead into him. I have King 9. I mean, I lead into him. I figure it's a pretty dry board for his raising range. Actually, he's at the bottom of his raising range with King Jack. That's a whole nother story. So I bet he
Who was
floats Zuma Killer.
Mm-hmm.
Good player, solid player. Not really railing against him or anything, but Jesus. If he floats me with ace high, that's one thing. I would probably float myself with ace high too. But seeing the hands that I've been playing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you ever float me on a dry flop? Because I can have any 2 random cards there.
Mm-hmm.
I can have 3-5, and I would be
In
ahead
that
of him.
hand.
Just saying.
You sure that's what you're saying?
Just saying, man. I'm just saying.
Astonishing. I see what you mean about it, Tara.
I know the aggro guy is like not supposed to get respect anyway, but I mean I should at least get reverse respect.
The last few weeks, and too much
Like when a shitty flop hits, like that's me.
It's simply astonishing.
Anyway, I'm tilted. I'm gonna play cash now.
Busy?
Huh?
Are you gonna start dinner at some point?
Yeah, you said 7.
What time is it? Oh.
6.
You're gonna have to do dishes before dinner.
Sorry.
goes. Right anyway, can I go get me and Dad something to eat? Can I hold the wait for like 10-15 minutes?
Sure.
Appreciate it.
Cape Cod.
You gonna stop at the gas station and get your cigarettes?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that too. Yeah.
Well, I'd love to stay and chat, but I'm running late.
Damn.
Apparently.
They got warm, you know.
Doing great. Aw. She asked you to do with her? That was awfully nice. Yeah, but I'm done, so.
3.2, right?
Who the fuck are you? Well,
It's daytime. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. You're human, right?
kinda. But I ain't letting you go. If that's what you're thinking.
What?
Look at you.
What a float!
Not only is you sexy,
Don't talk about that float,
you
man.
can
What
make
float?
lunches and
What
make
float?
me all
It's a
out
sick
of
float.
nether regions.
Don't you try and flirt with me. They told me to pay special attention to the faggot drag queen in the basement.
Oh, skank ass bitch, you gon' line me up out of here.
I do that, I'm good as dead. And you know it. Don't you move.
You ain't gonna shoot me now with them shaky ass hands. You ain't got this one before. Oh,
Holy fucker. I'm sorry.
oh,
I'm so fucking sorry.
oh. I'm the one that got shot. Will you quit screaming and go give me a time before I bleed the fuck out? God. Hurry up.
These are all dirty.
Just give me the fucking towel.
There was a time when you saw a baby girl held around. But then on a dime, I rebelled and wouldn't shoot. No. I thought I was cool. I would not come right straight on home. After school, I broke all your rules. I laughed at you and called you a fool. No. 'Cause Jesus, he loves me. So now I love what you do. And I'm saving myself for you. I'm saving Jesus, he loves me. So now I love me too. And I'm saving myself for you. I told you that it'd be okay.
Don't that extension cord, yo, or no? No extension cord?
No. We actually never bought one. We need them for the lights outside and we still haven't bought one. Oh, only the ones that are already plugged in things. But that's a power strip, not an extension cord, right?
Yeah, that's what it
Yeah, no extension cord, sorry.
That was Jesus Asked Me Out today, and it's on her new album, which drops next Tuesday. Is that right?
Yes, look for it at Walmart, Target, Costco, and of course the single's already available for download on iTunes, so check it out.
Yeah, you can have to follow that. All right, go on, sit down. All right, now, finally tonight, we're gonna wind things down with a little game,
Really?
which, while fun, should also be instructive.
Crusty sacks.
Because as each of you heads out into the world, at some point, you will be
Fucking
faced with
ridiculous.
real-life encounters with vampire sympathizers. And we want to make sure that you're ready. So, Sarah, honey, can you come on up here, please? Now, I'm going to ask my beautiful bride to sympathizer.
Oh, come on, y'all. Let's just pretend.
And Jason Stackhouse. Why don't you come on up and play the part of the good guy?
Well, you captured the flag, didn't you?
Hello?
I just saw my parents on TV.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
I finally get why they never wanted me to watch it in the first place. It's horrible.
Where's Bill?
I have no idea. All he told me was, Jessica, I have errands to run. Errands which do not require your presence. So remain here and do your best to stay out of trouble while I'm gone. And I hate it here. I hate it so much.
Jessica.
I think I miss them.
Your parents?
My little sisters. Why is always totally horrible to me?
So when you cry, you're gonna cry blood from now on.
Why do you know that and I don't? Don't you think I should know this about myself?
Bill should probably have told you.
Do you think? No.
Here's some tea. Look, I don't know if it helps at all, but I think I kind of know how you feel, at least a little.
No, you don't.
I'm not saying it's the same, but I lost my gran a few weeks ago, and she was everything to me. Everything I knew, and now she's gone.
But grandparents are supposed to die and you're still alive. I mean, with me, I'm the one that's dead.
It doesn't really matter who's dead. When people love each other, and then suddenly one of them isn't there anymore, it's the distance that hurts. And the distance is the same no matter who's doing leaving.
What do you do when you feel so far away and can't stand it?
Well, sometimes I'll go into her room and just sit there a spell.
That helps.
I don't know why, but just being someplace where she's been, it makes me feel better, at least a little bit.
You think maybe you could drive me to my parents so that I could...
Okay, I did not mean to. You know I can't do that.
I would just sit in the car, I swear. All I'm asking is to sit across the street and catch a glimpse of them through the window. Just so I can say goodbye.
I'm sorry, it's just not my place. But if you explained it to Bill the same way you just explained it to me, I'm sure he'd take you.
Are you really sure about that? Because I'm not so sure he would.
Okay?
Really?
Back to my
Yes.
home base.
We're just trying
Short-handed,
tonight, that's
1-2.
it. And we should swing by my place first and get you a change of clothes because I'm not
Ugh.
taking a public dress like that.
Well, thank you, Suki. Thank you so, so much.
Oh, don't mention it. To Bill. Everyone.
Wish this thing would load. Wish this thing would load.
You look positively lost.
Yes, I do feel that way.
I can help you.
Alright, so background on this Diamond Union. Been grinding a lot of 1-2 short-handed. We bought in for Gulp 400. We're gonna see how we go. I'm not gonna play aggro self.
It's very nice, but
I am going to play more of my normal style, maybe a little bit more aggressive than my normal style, but I will not be raising every hand. For instance, I did defend the small blind with 10-8 after the big blind raised.
surprised.
You're funny. And cold.
might be chopping here. We are chopping. Wow. Lollipop flops a straight. I turn the straight. And that, my friends, is shorthanded no limit poker in a nutshell. Not for the faint of heart, but it definitely helps you with hand reading abilities and situation abilities, blah, blah, blah. You have to make more decisions in a short period of time, blah, blah, blah. Pocket jimmies, raises. It's a good spot for a 3-bet, I think. We'll bump it up to 25 on the button. I'll take my position.
Listen, lady, if you don't give them all the rights normal people have, then how am I supposed to protect my sweet little girl from any vampire who wants to just fly on in and marry?
Like I said, slightly more aggressive version of myself. That's all I'm being. As opposed to at the other table, I was just being a borderline dick.
It's entirely possible that I could.
But this is a little bit different.
In fact, nothing you say about vampire rights is going to change my mind. Because...
Very fortuitous to have Ace Jack and Ace King back to back. I would not be surprised to get 3-bet here. I may have to 4-bet. Nope. Alright. Have I earned my table sheriff badge yet? Not yet. What are you watching?
So fun.
It's okay.
I always make it a habit to click on these guys. We got a newbie. We'll find out about him in a minute. Mr. Rocket Whale is a folding pro. Lollipop is a loose cannon. That seems about right considering hand got in with 10-8. Kind of hard to believe the Lollipop did actually flop the joint there, but that's poker sometimes.
Which one's table 4 again? I'll find it. She ain't working out.
No. It's funny. Most of these orders are going out to table 4. What the hell's going on?
Miss, I think you're looking for me.
I'd have stood there all night if you hadn't noticed me.
So, thanks.
Are you new here?
How could you tell? Because you care about doing a good job. Now you just keep on caring. One day you'll be the best at what you do. That's my advice.
Defending with King 7 in the spot, yay or nay?
I know you're thinking. 9 years sober. Why give it all up?
Siding with nay. I don't have enough info on this table yet.
Because the people in this town don't need to see it this way.
No, Lollipop is a little aggro.
For what I really am. Well, how about you quit
Oh,
feeling sorry for
Biggity,
yourself and suck it up?
Biggity.
Where is the Joe?
Stop not respecting yourself. Bud took me off the case, Sam. I know about you, but my book has a capital D.
Oh, Biggity.
I'm sorry I didn't know that. Get back on the right path tomorrow, but tonight just don't cut me off, alright? No problem.
Where did my buttons go for the ribbons?
I set out to dinner, I opened up here. I know about you, but my book has a capital D. Ocean.
Did you leave it?
Get back on
Did you
the
already
right
go?
path tomorrow, but tonight just
I'm going to a minute. Is that
don't cut
alright?
me off, alright?
Oh, I thought you were gone, bro.
Yeah, I'll go.
I'm halfway in between new school and old school when it comes to pot control. I think in some ways you can let people get there too much if you use too much pot control. Of course, if you use too little pot control and always bet the value, then a lot of times you're not going to get the same amount of action. So I think all things being equal, I aim more raises, smaller raises, bigger pots with weird shit. I have the table hero badge, which means I'm like extremely maniacal. So maybe a lot of this Phil Ivey stuff has not worn off. I did run with the adrenaline of playing in that tournament. It might take me a couple orbits to adjust. But so far, so good. Plus 1251 for the good guys. Are you out?
No.
Oh, excuse me. How many are left?
Huh?
How many are left?
How many are left?
I said, how many are left?
14.
Hey, can you drop something real quick?
Drop?
Drop something in the group. This annoying guy keeps messaging me and Justin about playing 50 cent a dollar.
Who is it?
Phil Ivey.
Yeah, give me a second. Got a hand on the button.
Phil Ivey is going to sit with the 266.80 that he was sitting with before. And he is willing to take on all challengers. Well, sadly, we can't take off the GPS restrictions. Plus, I don't know, it might make your brain spin. So we raise under the gun with Queen 9 suited, and we get 3-bet to 24.
Elliot Rosenberg just sent me a question. I'll get to you in a minute, Elliot. I'll get to you in a minute.
We go ahead and fold there. No need to get involved in a big pot with Queen 9 out of position. Let's just let it go, cut our losses. Alright, we're going to see a flop with 9 deuce off, it looks like.
Mother F.
Flop is a complete
Oh,
break.
I got another knockout! I knocked that felt you up. But he only had like 5K to start hand.
How did you knock him out? Because
It was underwhelming. He only had 5K to start hand.
Oh.
I wasn't even concerned about him.
Excuse me.
I mean, not
Is what it
exactly a
is.
dickhead.
Oh, fuck. Here we go. Misclick Central. Well, I mean, if I accidentally call, now you overbets the pot. He has a king
12
there.
14. Says I have 0 now.
What? What was the question?
Elliot Rosenberg. Hey, how are you? Did I do something wrong earlier? I thought I left a cash game earlier today with $12 to $14. Says I have 0 now.
Do you go anywhere else and lose money?
Don't know.
Well, yeah. Actually, that is a good question. If he
I
went,
still see him with $12 on his account.
yeah, but did he lose any money?
He said he left with 12 to 14 bucks.
Well, if he left, that's very important because if he left with 14 bucks, that means he won't be able to sit back down.
He's saying his account says he has 0.
He probably clicked it and it probably said insufficient chips. That's my guess. That's my guess. He said insufficient chips. Yeah. I was putting those people on tilt doing the same thing.
Cashier. Elliot. 796.
Here, put this on there. Yeah, I'll pop 4s, 4 3s.
Mhm.
He's got the 3, right?
Yeah.
That's what he hits on the turn.
3?
Yeah.
Yes. Huh?
Did you already use it?
No.
Do you want me to verify?
No.
Yeah. What about the?
Yeah. Actually, he's gonna say keep the cash and just I'll just put it on
Yeah.
there.
What was it? 63? You said?
Yeah.
Was that 63
62.
or 62? I knew it was something like
But,
that.
alright, so we're putting down poker. Do you want it all at once or do you?
Yeah, just hold all that on.
Alright, put it all on there.
Can you do it?
Yeah.
Because I'm not even in the club right now. We defend with Queen Jack suited. We get a king high flop with not much help. I guess we just let Feirenstein drag this pot with any c bet.
Alright, 62.
Oh, hello.
Is it 62?
Yeah, put it on there.
Alright, thank you.
He does have a smaller stack. I don't know if that's a scared smaller stack or what. That is pretty much as awful as a run out as Queen Jack can get. He probably has something like pocket 7s or pocket 9s. He has king 9. He wasn't going anywhere with a bet. I saved money there. That was probably a stupid lead on the turn. Good guys, down 14-15. Let's get that VPIP down a little bit. VPIP's got to be soaring right now. 45.45. That's way too high. Yes, you want to play more hands when you're shorthanded, obviously, but there's a point where it gets out of control. Like I said, I'm still coming down from the Phil IV high. What? While I'm waiting, let me look up this delicious meal that I'm going to make. Mash the cross. Rotisserie chicken meals. What's this one? Alright. Yeah, the chicken bacon ranch bubble up bake.
Ooh. Wait, what is it?
Chicken bacon ranch bubble up bake.
I don't see where he's thinking he got 0.
Do we have broccoli?
We have fresh broccoli.
Oh, that's good.
You can get fancy and make that recipe, or you can just make me some good old chicken with some barbecue sauce and onion.
What do you feel like?
What is that one?
Here, I'll let you look at it.
Oh, is this what it looks like? Oh, you need biscuits too? Ooh, this looks good. Not really sure what the fuck he's looking at here.
Did you tell him about the table thing?
Hold on.
I am leaving. Be right back in a couple minutes.
Okay.
Oh, is he? Hey, wait a minute. Oh. Oops. Check this dumb shit out.
I'm sorry. You gotta get the bacon out of the freezer if you're making this, and thaw it.
Okay.
You might want to get that done because this one takes a little bit. But you're gonna have to wash the dishes in the sink first. Okay.
Okay.
I didn't see the rest of the recipe, but it looks pretty good.
I thought so.
We have biscuits too. We got a whole crescent. We have a 5-pack of crescent in there. And you don't have to use them as a crescent. You can break them apart and use them however you want.
What's salt?
5.6, eh? That seems to be kind of a large raise. What do I think he's got right here? I want to fold. I feel like
That view actually makes no sense.
I'm gonna fold. I fold a king 10 to king jack off. Pre-flop bet. Put a flop top pair, but I'm fine with it. Yep, because 10 jack suited went all in.
And I've been watching this kind of weird.
Oh, sweet peasy.
Let's try this.
King jack off being super aggressive right now.
This is your.
When do you want to take a walk?
In Texas has gone missing.
I don't know.
Have you heard about that?
Want to go before you get started?
I know the vampire from movie speak.
Yeah.
His name is Godric, correct? That goes without saying. He needs to be found. The sheriff of Area 9 in Texas has gone missing. Have you heard about that?
It's bad that I have more chips than I know how I got.
His name is Godric, correct?
What, did you steal chips
The
or
last
something?
time I looked, I felt like I
That
only
goes without
had
saying. He needs to be found.
75. I have 98.
Before Suki comes in.
Did you steal? You probably stole a couple pots or like got a walk or something.
Probably.
Eric, you can do
For those just watching, you're gonna have to open up your raising range a little bit when you get shorthanded.
Tim Jackson just took almost all across his chips. He got 19K. I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy about that. And then he just raised on a hand that I have ace queen.
We see
This one
flops with hands that make
around
sense.
a little longer. And then I took his chips, not all of them. But he's down to 12K now.
Whose chips?
Crusty. He raised 3 flop on ace king to like 5-4, so I call it flop comes Jack deuce. He bets 1.4 into a 12K pot, so I popped him a 6. He folded insta. He's left with 12K.
Babe.
Babe.
Be nice.
No, I'm picking on him now because he's the one who kept dipping on me earlier. He's a fish. He doesn't mind putting his whole fucking stack under a bluff, and he showed a couple bluffs.
The sheriff of Area 9 in Texas has gone missing. Have you heard about that?
Well,
I haven't, but I know the vampire from whom we speak. His name is Godric.
doing pretty bad. Justin takes the passive approach. Loses the minimum, but...
He is up. Fuck.
What?
Just doubled up.
Why are you hating on him?
Fucking good job, MJ.
But I know the vampire from whom we speak. The sheriff of Area 9 in Texas has gone missing. Have you heard about that?
Why?
I know the vampire from whom we speak. His name is Godric, correct? Indeed. That goes without saying he needs to be found. Which is where Suki comes in. She's yours and has your permission to take her with me to Dallas. You can do whatever you want, but I am not putting her in this position anymore. I cannot and I will not allow you to bring her into these matters. We made a deal.
How does he have ace 3 here? I raised all the way down.
What?
I ain't never seen a fucking cockroach like this motherfucker.
Are you typing to him?
Yes,
Why?
because he's fucking stupid.
Why is he stupid?
Because he is. How do you have ace 3 right there and get there?
What if he sees this video?
I don't give a shit. I still feel the same way.
3-bet with Queen Jack. Taking a hard line here. Well, we are going to, what do we 3-bet to? 18, so...
Nope. Fucking just took my chips.
If I didn't kill anyone, she would have.
Fucking son of a bitch.
The sheriff of Area 9 in Texas has gone missing. Have you heard about that? I haven't, but I know the vampire from whom we speak. His name is Godric, correct? Indeed. That goes without saying he needs to be found. Which is where Suki comes in.
Toker T just lost all her chips on bluff.
She's
On a
yours and has
draw,
your permission to take her
really.
with me to Dallas.
What is he representing that he have when he calls that flop, huh? On the larger side. He calls, what does he have? He has ace 5. Wow. Wow. We're defending light with 3 bets, no? I like it though. I like it. Good call.
The sheriff of Area 9
Sick
in Texas
call.
has gone missing.
But a good one nonetheless.
You heard about that? I hadn't, but
Come on,
I
Jack.
heard him
Get him.
speak. His name is Godric, correct? Indeed.
Get him.
That goes without saying he needs to be found. Which is where Suki comes in. No. That she's yours and asking your permission to take her with me to Dallas.
I'm always generally pretty nice about stuff like this.
I hadn't, but I know the
Good
vampire
job,
who
Tim.
speak. His
I
name
could
is
take a
Godric,
beating.
correct? Indeed. That goes without saying he needs to be
Wow.
found.
Wow.
Which is where Suki
Alright,
Tim's
good guys.
out.
Good guys down 120.
No.
Tim's out.
That she's yours and asking your permission. Area 9 in Texas has gone
Good
missing.
guys down 120.
Have you heard about that? I hadn't, but I know the vampire of whom you speak. His name is Godric, correct? Indeed. That goes without saying he needs to be found. Which is where Suki comes in. No. That she's yours.
Who's Krusty again?
Erwin?
And who is that?
Eric, you can do whatever you
Whose
want
friend is that?
with me, but I am not putting her in
I
this position
forget.
anymore.
Honestly,
I
forget.
cannot and I will not allow you to bring her
I
into
don't
these
like
matters.
that, dude.
Deal, you're human and I. If I didn't kill anyone, she would work for me as often as I like. You remember this, don't you? You were there. Taking her across state lines is a far cry from taking her to Fantasia for the evening. I'm only asking your permission out of respect. If I want her, I can simply take her.
He survives way too much with shit, says Ashley Cross.
It's no wonder fine master. Yes.
And they knocked out Upper T.
I cannot and I will not allow you to bring her into these matters. We made a deal, you're human. The sheriff of Area 9
No,
in
it's
Texas has
a
gone
man.
missing. Have you heard about that? I hadn't, but I know the vampire.
Krusty
His
knocked.
name is Godric, correct?
Huh?
Krusty knocked him out?
Yeah.
That goes without saying he needs to be found. Which is where Suki comes in. No.
So I just said, didn't I?
Eric, you can do whatever you want with me, but I am not putting her in this position anymore. I cannot and I will not allow you to bring her into these matters. We made a deal, you're human and I. If I didn't. The sheriff of Area 9 in Texas has gone missing. Have you heard about that?
So, have we had enough of the
Vampire of whom you speak. His
Kill
name is
IV
Godric,
experiment?
correct? That goes without saying he needs to be found.
Because here's the thing, even when I admit that I'm Phil IV, I think there's still going to be some carryover effect in terms of my aggression. So they'll know that I am capable of such weird shit.
I cannot and I will not allow you to bring her into these matters. We made a deal, you're human and
I have decided that
She will work for me as often as I
I
like.
guess I should get started on
You remember this, don't you?
baby's dinner.
You were there.
We're gonna end this stream prematurely. I hope you enjoyed all of it. Playing this way is kind of exhausting. I would not recommend it to anyone that's interested in actually like making money playing poker. My opinion is that the style is not super sustainable.
Motherfuck you. Tell Robin to fuck you too.
But at the same time, if you are now she might take this the wrong way, but if you're too tight, then you will tilt
I'm not
easier.
being too tight, but there's 4 fucking straight on the board. I bet big. Just for the dude to call and then catch trips and bet for value with trips when I just bet for value with a straight.
For Fellow Crew Poker, I'm Justin Chiro. That was our CFO, Ashley Cross. We'll see you at next time, but in the meantime, keep felting, felters.
I hadn't, but I know the vampire of whom you speak. His name is Godric,
Stop
correct?
me off.
Huh?
That goes without saying he needs to be found. Which is where Suki comes in.
Who the fuck is